Hi, I'm Jay Rodarmo with LifePlan Lawyer. I'm a wills, trusts, and probate attorney, and I'm going to talk about the most common questions that I get related to estate planning. And really the first question is, what is an estate plan? Nobody really knows. And so usually instead of talking about estate planning, I talk about the specific documents that are involved in an estate plan. And really an estate plan is designed to address after somebody has passed, inheritance planning, but also incapacity planning as well. And then in addition, if there are minor children involved, we want to have somebody to act as a guardian for them. So the document everybody's heard of is a will, and wills are used for inheritance planning. The thing that's kind of a downside to a will is that wills are subject to probate. And this is true in all 50 states of the country. But in California, it's especially bad, the probate process. And when I say bad, I mean lengthy and expensive. So as an example, here in Alameda County, where I'm sitting today, the average probate time is actually 18 months. And the fees for probate, the attorney is paid $23,000 on a $1 million estate. So anybody who owns a house here in this area, you're looking at $1 million $1 million, meaning $23,000 of probate fees. So we don't want to use just a will. So oftentimes instead we will use a trust. It's called a revocable living trust. And by putting all of the inheritance language into your trust, we avoid probate, and your family is able to transfer things without getting the court involved. We still create a will, but the will is called a pour-over will. It's really just a safety net. So if there's something that I forgot to put in my trust, I have a will that says put everything into the trust. So that covers the inheritance side, and then what's left is the incapacity planning. And so in terms of incapacity, if I have dementia or I'm in the hospital, I've lost consciousness, and my wife needs to act for me for anything that I have put in my trust, the trust has language for that. So if she needs to refinance the house, sell the house, do something with bank accounts, she can do that because those will be in my trust. For things that are outside of the trust, we use a different document, and that's a durable power of attorney for financial matters. So that's another key document. What would be out of a trust? Things like retirement accounts are not going to go in your trust. Somebody needs to sign a tax return for you. They would be using this durable power of attorney. And then finally, medical decisions. So if someone needs to help me make medical decisions, then I'm going to have an advance healthcare directive. And that document has two parts. It has the naming of an agent. So who do I trust to work with doctors to make the best medical decisions if I can't? And then the second part of that document is really what are my wishes? And so this gets into question of end-of-life decisions. Do I want to be on life support if I'm in this particular situation? So all of these are sort of the core parts of an estate plan: trust, will, power of attorney, advance healthcare directive. There's additional pieces as well. So putting things in the trust, of course, is important. We can have a trust, but if we don't put anything in it, it's not going to give us a lot of value. So for real estate, I help clients by preparing deeds for their property, and then we go ahead and take care of recording that for them. So that's how we transfer property to a trust. For things like bank accounts or other investments, I'll provide detailed instructions in terms of how to do that, and then provide assistance if they have questions when they're at the bank or at whatever other institution. So that's the core parts of an estate plan. The other thing I wanted to talk about is the process related to estate planning. So different attorneys will handle things in different ways. The method that I use is to spend a lot of time with my clients to make sure they understand things. So we would start off, I would email a questionnaire so that you would have a chance to look through that and fill out the information. And then once you've done that, we will have an initial meeting. Normally that's about an hour and a half to 2 hours. And the goal is really to get everything we need to do a draft of your estate plan. And so we will walk through the questionnaire together. We'll look at your unique situation. I will explain some things related to taxes and other concepts of estate planning. With minor children involved, there's some different concepts in terms of how we want to handle the money in that case. So we would go over that together. So by the end of that first meeting, hopefully you feel very educated about what it is you're doing and what the pieces are. And then hopefully I've got all the information I need to do a draft of your plan. And the next step after the draft would be to get the draft to you so you can look at that. I've got a nice summary that I provide so that you can kind of, get a quick overview of what's involved in your documents. And then once you've reviewed the draft and we're ready to go, then we have a signing meeting. And the signing meeting, most of the documents are notarized. So my wife is a notary, and she typically does that. And then for things that are not notarized, we have witnessing. So she and I can be the two witnesses for wills, which are our witness document. And when you're all done signing everything, I have a photography hobby. So this has nothing to do with law. It's not a legal mugshot. It's a gift that I like to give my clients. I take a photo and then I do some editing, or my son helps me sometimes with editing, and we put that in a nice frame. And it's just a gift I like to give clients. It's a lot more upbeat, obviously, than the other things that I'm doing on a daily basis. So just something fun to finish things off. And that's the overall process. When we talk in person on the phone, I can answer any other questions you have, and I can also provide pricing as well. So I look forward to speaking with you and getting into more detail of your situation and helping to advise you on what might be best for you and your family. Thank you.